before anyone could act, Oliver descended bunker first off the rails and blocking the line below. To make matters worse, Henry was pushing freight cars under the bridge and smashed into Oliver's wreck. She thundered into the yard in an astounding speed. She was switched onto the turntable line by mistake, and before anyone could react, she collided into Donald's freight cars. No one had been hurt, said the sheep.
And on one particular day, it caused a great deal of trouble.
When Toby's crew was out of sight, Donald was shunting some freight cars into a siding. Quite expectedly, the cars were being reckless, and the cavalcade smashed through the buffers and into the supports of High Tower.
Buffers!
The ancient tower shook violently. It was about to topple at any moment. Toby was very frightened. Donald couldn't.
That was the most strenuous.
And ducked toboggan through the buffers and bunker first into Goliath's open hull. Couldn't clear the debris on the rails ahead, even if she attempted to plow through. Once she saw the rubble, she tried to stop, but her train was too heavy. Sliding furiously with her cowcatchers plowing away at the dirt and rocks, she eventually derailed, with the freight cars scattering behind her in all directions. Did you hear that? Before Frank could answer, Mike thundered in, blinded by the night, and unaware that Frank had been blocking the line. A collision could not be prevented. As soon as everyone found out that no one had been hurt, there was an incredible argument. As the path had changed, it was too late. Bert had jammed the transfer table. The table operator, thinking he could prevent the accident, tried to switch the table to prevent the crash, but he was not quick enough. And the astounding force swept Bert under the wheels and knocked him on his side. The loading dock. His driver and fireman couldn't see either, and soon the end of the train smashed through the buffers and rolled clear off the track.
Blast it! Donald.
He crashed into the supports, and the bridge fell through. The situation did not improve when Frank discovered that there was nothing underneath his wheels, and he fumbled alongside Donald.
Well, Donald, I can't wait to hear this.
No! Stop right there! That's the trigger!
So when Arthur came up with a bump, the freight car shot into the air, spilling flour all over him. Points him into an abandoned shed. With a splintering crash, Sir Handel fell onto his side, and the rest was silent, which was met by a massive explosion. The shed was in smithereens. Before he could say, "Fat controller," he hit the buffers at the end of the siding.
Orders!
He cried.
I can't stop!
The workmen watched in dismay. Douglas rolled steadily along the line and smashed to splinters the buffers they had spent 3 days. He reversed onto the bridge. The crane arm knocked Mavis off the rails and left her hanging precariously over the edge.
Hey, have you ever noticed the beautiful colors of the railroad ties?
Wilbert braked hard, but the surging train made him soar down the line, crashed through the buffers, and smashed straight into the tree like a massive battering ram. tank slid off the rails and tumbled into the ravine. The driver, fireman, and the guard jumped, crashed through the buffers, and plunged into the abyss. Yikes! The roof began to creak suddenly, and some wooden planks. The situation could only get worse. The flames had lit the fuses to a row of cannons. Eventually, they were clear of harm's way, and quite lucky to have gotten away and went into it. Luckily, no one was hurt. Douglas was... but much too quickly, and crashed into some freight too far, right into a bridge support. The narrow gauge line had been swept aside, and the men had no way of... Before they could reply, Fearless Freddy bustled in, but without Greg to support him, he fell clear off the track, landing on his side with a loud thump.
Cinders and ashes, where are those two miserable lorries?